Hey, welcome to Drama and Ramen. It's a show where we watch J-dramas, but
Not always J-dramas.
this week and last week we did K-dramas, but someone misintroduced it.
Unintentionally racist.
Okay.
Yeah, every week we watch one or two episodes of a new hot show, and then we bring it to your
Not
ears.
always a new hot
It's
show.
it's still a hot show.
Not always new, not always hot. Not always a show.
We watch some things, and then we bring it right to your ears to talk about it.
From our mouths to your ears.
From our mouths to your ears, the Drama and Ramen way.
That should be our motto. Drama.
It really shouldn't. Let's talk about the show. What did
Okay.
we watch?
What did we watch this week, guys? 28
28 Moons. I don't know how I would describe it because it's not
Okay.
good.
Let's
It's not interesting.
Usually we save the reviews. Okay, I think the structure we've set up is that we give a plot synopsis, then we do notes, and then we do reviews. That's kind of
Yes.
our setup. All right.
Okay.
So, the plot synopsis. I gotta get out my notes. I am so confused
One
by
of
this show.
the last note in my notes is just the sentence, I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, that's every
And
other
that's-
sentence in my notes.
That's the way I felt like after watching a 42-minute narrative.
Let me just read you some of these random notes here. What is going on? Why? What the hell is going on? What? I can't handle this right now. No, I hate this. What's happening?
I'm looking over at Zoe's notes, and it's just the word what, but it's spaced out across an entire line.
I need to keep an aesthetic going.
Yeah.
Towards the end of my notes, it's just kind of grunts, I guess. Yeah.
Got some
I
like
hated
hot
the show.
onomatopoeia
I'm
in
gonna
your
say-
notes.
Yeah, but so this freaking show is like a messed up jigsaw puzzle.
Jigsaw
Of life.
puzzle.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like someone picked up a jigsaw puzzle, put half of it together, and then smashed it on the floor.
Yes. They threw away half the pieces.
I feel like the jigsaw puzzle analogy works well, but like, you know when you're doing a jigsaw puzzle and you find a piece that kind of fits, but it doesn't really, so you force it in?
Yeah.
It's like that, but like no piece is in the right place.
It's like you let a kindergartner have a jigsaw puzzle.
I trust kindergartners to do jigsaw puzzles.
I
I don't trust myself, but I trust a kindergartner.
Have you guys ever gotten a puzzle and it has an extra piece that like doesn't go to the puzzle? It's from a different puzzle.
That's
'Cause
haunted.
that
I
happened
never-
once.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're like, what is this mysterious piece? And then you go on a soul-searching journey.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and then you like, I have to find the original owner of this missing piece. And more than you find out about the piece, you find out about yourself.
I think
You know,
we
if
need
you
to write.
if you hold the piece and like slowly turn in a circle and you like try to feel, if you're in like the right place at the right time, you can feel the piece pull in the direction that the rest of the puzzle is in.
I think we need to write a J-drama.
Yeah, guys.
I feel like that would be
After
a
this
really
fun,
bad
yeah.
idea. Oh god.
Okay, wow. Okay,
So,
we
hey,
got off topic again.
what is-
Thanks
what is-
for coming back, by the way, Stefan. We
Yeah.
were
Oh, yeah.
way too on topic
Yeah.
last time.
Oh my ghost, I'm back. So what is the show 28 Moons about? How
Yeah.
does it start? What is the first thing we learn about our character?
Yeah, let's start at the beginning. The beginning is probably the most of a mess. Oh my
so
god.
it starts with like
That was where most of my notes are. I was like, what's this? Who are they?
Yeah.
What's she talking about? Who are these characters?
the show starts with like this supercut of like, you don't know this at the time, but it's things that will happen later in the series.
Yeah,
But I thought it was
stupid
like-
foreshadow.
I thought it was like an episode that I missed, even though it was
Yeah,
the
I
first
thought
it was
episode.
like a prequel show that we hadn't
Yeah,
seen.
I was like, wait, is
really
this?
lost.
Did we accidentally start on season 2?
Did I miss 27 moons? What's
yeah,
happening?
I was about to say that. Did I miss the previous 27?
Yeah,
seasons?
so you go from that thing that doesn't make sense into another thing that doesn't make sense, and it's great.
That's the whole show.
Yeah,
Basically, yeah.
Okay. So what happens after the stupid intro?
we meet my favorite character,
Jacket guy.
PD, because you're given zero context for who PD is or what he
that's right,
is
in
doing.
the office.
But he's just
Sleeping?
they're in an office building, and there's a bench in the office building, and he's just sleeping on it. And then a bunch of cute girls come over to wake him up, and he's just angry at all of them.
Yeah. This was a quote I wrote down. One of the girls walks in.
Yeah, I
and
wrote down the
someone
same
says,
quote.
Wait, isn't that the sexy and
Yes,
smart
I have this
tomboy
too.
Ko Soo-jin?
Yeah. So there's
We all put down that.
we all have that quote in our notes,
It was
and
an
then
iconic quote.
Yes.
yeah, I want to have that on my gravestone.
There was also one very similar to it later in the episode. Did you guys get this one? Lee Kang-woo came in one of the many flashbacks.
I want to talk
someone
about.
said, "Isn't that Lee Kang-woo, the Prince of Business Management?"
I'm gonna later in the episode. I am gonna put Lee Kang-woo on blast, but now is not the time.
Okay.
I want to go back to PD.
I don't think it starts in the office though. I'm pretty sure it
No.
starts with the girl. Okay, so the girl is hanging out with his mom in the flower shop, and Lee Kang-woo comes up, and he's like, "Hey, let's go to the beach." She says, "I can't. I gotta sell all these flowers." And he says, "You mean these flowers? Take them away, boys." And then
I don't think he snaps his fingers,
No,
but
he
it's very close to what happens.
Yeah. And then the guy just comes up and takes the flowers, and at first I was like, "Is he gonna pay for them?"
And then he's like, "Can I see
Sounds
your
like
phone?" And then he
Apple
puts
Pay,
his
but
credit
not-
card into the phone.
Puts the credit. There was a lot of that.
Yeah.
I was at one point I was almost convinced that maybe this was some sort of weird advertisement for
Is this like Black
Apple
Mirror?
Pay.
Is
Yeah.
this like Final Fantasy 14 Dad of Light?
Yeah. I gotta say, I thought Final Fantasy 14 Dad of Light was pretty bad, but
It had heart.
it had heart. This has nothing. This is a mess.
I wouldn't say it
Not
has.
a fun mess, like Oh My Ghost.
I wouldn't say it has nothing, but it doesn't have a lot. Like what it does have is probably an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he buys all the flowers with his stupid.
With his stupid
phone-
money, what a rich jerk.
Rocking that pink jacket.
Yeah, rocking it. And
He
then.
looked great.
That's not the point.
Hey guys, let's just veer to the right here. Lee Kang-woo, super hot, right?
I got confused a lot about which characters were which.
Yeah, I don't.
me too.
I didn't have enough time to like latch on to any character except my boy PD.
Yeah.
I have a note on PD that when we get to, I want to talk about PD eventually.
Okay. Yes. All right. So he buys all the flowers. He's like, "What's up now?" And she's like, "Oh, okay, I'll go to the beach with you." And then he gives her the necklace.
And
at
they
the beach,
smooch.
and they smooch.
No, they don't. They hug, but they're like.
They hug. That's what was really
Yeah,
awesome
there's a
about it.
very-
into it.
There's a very slow zoom in on Lee Kang-woo's face as they hug. And
Yeah, very weird hug.
Mm.
Also,
And I think like right after that, it's like a hard cut into the office scene where we meet PD.
yeah. Also, well,
And
we
the
should-
sexy and smart tomboy.
Yeah.
Oh, Soo-jin?
Yeah.
Oh, Soo-jin.
Okay.
Um,
I have a note on the gross office man, and it just says gross office man eats pickled horseradish, and I think that's a How I Met Your Mother reference, but I'm not sure.
Okay. And I should add, we'll get into this later probably, but the music,
Oh.
even in like the first 5 minutes, the music is just all over the place and it doesn't fit at all.
That's my first note, is just the soundtrack is
Yeah.
bad.
The soundtrack. Oh my god, the soundtrack was one of my notes, I think.
Like, it's not bad in a lovable way, like the soundtrack in Terrace House is.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
It's just bad.
And they
And-
use the same song like 6 times per episode.
Yeah.
And it just comes back.
And they use it over transitions from, like, I don't know, you're supposed to use music so that it kind of heightens whatever feeling you're trying to put across.
No, the way you're supposed to use music is you just put it in there.
Well, that's what they did.
Mm.
But, like, so, you know, it would be some happy, it's Lee Kang-woo and the lady who's, what was her name?
I just called her a live girlfriend.
Okay, let's stick with that. So Lee Kang-woo and Living Girlfriend, it's like romantic
like-
scene with that, and it's got romantic music, and then it switches to like some dramatic scene, and it just keeps the same music.
Because,
going,
like,
and it really doesn't
They have
work.
the same actress playing 2 roles in 2 different
Yeah.
time periods, and it's so confusing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my god, because
Yeah. It took me a long
I thought the
time.
whole thing was a flashback to before
Me
she
too.
died. There's so many flashbacks. Oh
Yeah.
my god! And every time the text would come on screen, that's like 5 years earlier, 8 years older. I was just like, screw you.
Mm.
I flipped off the show for those listening.
Okay.
Simon was very passionate about
I'm-
flashbacks. I guess.
I just did flips while I was watching the show because I was so mad about the show. I was just doing backflips.
I was just spinning around in the air, swearing.
Were you
Curse
spinning on the
words.
floor using your legs
That's right. I was spinning in circles.
Final,
for the
Fantasy.
Olympic team?
Final Fantasia.
And I'll say, and I said, if I'm watching this stupid show, I might as well get in some practice for the spinning in circles with your leg Olympics.
PD.
Okay.
So PD is doing his like best pathetic Dracula impression.
What?
That's in my notes. It says PD stands for pathetic Dracula because he was like,
Oh, that's good.
yeah, because he was just kind of trying to sleep on that bench, and he was like, "Don't
Yeah.
wake me from my eternal slumber." To cute girl number 1, but then cute girl number 2 shows up, and I don't know.
The sexy and smart tomboy.
Yeah, the sexy and smart tomboy.
What's her name?
Osujin.
Osujin.
I hate this show. Then she shows up, and I don't remember their conversation, but then Osujin goes to the doctor to get...
No,
Non-
the other girl goes to the doctor, right?
What?
Is that Osujin?
Yeah, that's Osujin that goes to the doctor.
What did she do with the... There's like a
She gets
sign that says-
non-surgical breast implants.
Because she
Right.
says to the doctor, "Give me a lot of it. I want to see results by tonight." And then she walks out of the doctor's office, and there's a big sign that says non-surgical breast augmentation.
Why is she doing that?
Because she wants to see results by tonight.
It's party time.
Yeah.
So with the sexy and smart tomboy Osujin, she's trying to be an actor. Is
I
the thing?
think
That's
so.
I think.
that whole subplot. I
But
have
then-
no idea why that was in there or what
It was
that
like
was going
she's
to.
just getting into the acting world, but also she's powerful enough to ruin someone's career if they don't do what she says.
Right, because there's the other lady, and she says, "You better not come
Yeah.
with me." And
You better not show up to my dead friend's birthday party, otherwise I'll ruin your career. It's a bad show, guys.
She's like a
So she
scary
was-
intern.
She was going to the birthday party.
She was going to the birthday party.
How is she connected to the dead girl, though?
I have no idea.
How is okay? So Lee Kang-woo went to her birthday party, which makes sense because they were going to get married. But then
Yeah.
also Lee Kang-woo's dad is there.
Yes.
Which is, it's a
Yeah.
bit of a stretch. But then also the dead girl's mom is there.
Yes.
But her dad isn't there, and Lee Kang-woo's mom isn't there.
I just realized that people who are listening don't know what we're talking
You're
about.
right.
We watched it, we don't know what we're talking about.
Let's flash back here for a second.
8 years ago.
They don't know about the dead girl.
Flash back to 5 minutes ago when we were
Okay.
still on topic.
So Lee Kang-woo's fiance, like Sun Woo-ha, Sun Woo-ha.
I don't remember any names, so I just give them names like Jacket Guy.
I have
With
co-
a
I
wife
have
girlfriend?
I have Coat Guy in my notes, and I
Yeah.
think that's Jack.
Coat guy
Yeah.
is the one with the like he's got the hair and
Ooh,
Yeah, the
I'm
big
gonna
jacket.
I'm gonna
He's like-
talk
He's
about.
super smooth.
he's like drink this drink.
I really don't.
She says you drink that drink.
So anyway,
No, that was the other guy.
That was the other guy.
Yeah.
No, that was the jacket guy.
so Lee
In
Kang-woo.
the
No.
So Lee Kang-woo has a fiance that
Yeah.
dies tragically, but we don't know. I don't know how. They probably go over it in episode
and she's
2.
played by the same actor.
And she's played by the
as
same.
a live girl.
So there's a living girl who lives in a flower shop, and then there's also Lee Kang-woo's dead fiance, and both of them are played by the same actress.
It's really
Mhm.
And Lee Kang-woo is in love with both of them, and I have no idea what either of their names are.
Okay, do you want to hear how the dead girl died?
I'm guessing.
Yes, I am so curious.
Okay.
I'm guessing Lee
But maybe
Kang-woo
we should
killed
build
her
up
with
to
the
that
car.
because
Okay.
we got some. Okay, so
Okay, I want to talk about PD's behavior in the car because it was bad.
Okay, well let's talk about the letter first.
Okay.
So she gets they get the letter, right? And a live girl picks it up and says, "Oh, we got an invitation to a party with Weolha? Wolha?
We're just making it worse.
We only speak English.
I've tried learning Japanese a lot of times.
Weeaboo.
But okay, so she gets the letter, and then she's like, "We got invited to this party," and then Lee Kang-woo, freaking dead, stone serious face, drops the flowers on the ground. Then, in dramatic slow motion, steps on the very same flowers and rubs it into the ground before putting the next foot forward. Forget about that.
And then he takes the note from her hand and crumples it up and throws it on the floor.
Yeah.
And then she just picks it up in the next scene.
Yeah.
So he accomplished nothing.
If I could describe most of 28 Moons in one word, it would be overacting.
I don't know. I felt like the flowers were earned. Like we as the audience deserved that.
I guess. Okay, so since
I do have a note on the flowers, and
since this is in another language and stuff, I can't really know if this is bad acting, but I have a really strong feeling that this is bad acting.
I don't know.
It's pretty decent for a terrible show.
This was one of the
Could
most
get worse.
digestible, awful shows I've ever seen. Because, my parents are very into NCIS right now, and I just can't.
Okay. It's just from, the way to... the all over the place expressions from the characters. Just kind of... I didn't like. But, I don't know. As I said, I can't tell. We should do a dub of the whole show.
That would be very bad.
Okay,
So what happens after?
So then...
Oh, back to the office. Back to the car wreck, right?
Okay, so PD and the person who went to the doctor, they get in a car together. And then PD is immediately like, "Wake me up when we're there," and goes to sleep immediately.
He might be narcoleptic.
Okay.
He might have some
What's
I don't
issues.
think so. I don't think so.
He's sleeping so much.
Pathetic Dracula?
Pathetic
He slept
Dracula.
like 4 times throughout the first episode.
Maybe that's his character trait.
That he sleeps a lot.
Yeah. Hey, look,
At least he has a character trait.
yeah, it's like, hey, look, it's PD. Better take a nap.
Yep.
They pan over to him and he instantly falls asleep.
Yeah.
Okay, and then also... Okay, so then she is in... A live girl is in the car, and she's got the note. She's like, I gotta know about this note. They showed that shot a few times, I think. Her in the car.
Because they had a very... Because, she would be driving and looking at the note, and then we would flash back to see memory... So, the alive girl, played by the actress who also played the dead girl, was looking at the note, and we would see flashbacks of Lee Kang-woo and the dead girl, and it didn't make sense because it was a different person and their relationship with Lee Kang-woo.
Yeah, and they never used names, so you could never tell which girlfriend it was.
And then there was the flashback. I think it was a 5 years earlier flashback where you see Lee Kang-woo and I believe the alive girl because she's in the flower shop, and he comes in and he's just very disheveled.
Yeah, and then she says that the Nadina blooms from one bud, and you should leave it in direct sunlight.
Yeah,
and then the scene
he comes
ends.
in with a super dead flower
And a
he's
beard.
Like, please help me.
Mm.
And then they, I guess, date after that.
Yeah. I don't really know what happened after that because they kept flashing back to that exact scene, that exact flashback. I guess.
Yeah.
It was like, remember this? This already happened. Let's look at it again.
Yeah. Okay, so to the party. Have we worked our way up to the party?
We
yet?
have.
Okay.
So she walks into a house, and then
Leaves the front door wide open.
Yeah.
Might I add?
That's not how you open a door. And then there's just a bunch of people at the house, and Lee Kang-woo is one of them, and he gets very mad at her for I think.
Yeah, and she says, "Who are all these people? What's going on?" And then it's very, but I'm just guessing that the soundtrack didn't fit on. Yeah,
It's a pretty good guess. And also, Jacket Guy's dad. At first I thought he was the commentator with the glasses from Terrace House. Glasses guy, because he had the same exact face shape and glasses.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it was him.
No, it wasn't.
All right. Although I would totally be in for a prequel Terrace House series where it's like that guy, episode 0.
Yeah, he worked his way up to commentating for
Okay,
Terrace
we
House.
gotta stop talking about good shows. Let's make this happen.
I love Terrace House.
Me
Oh my
too.
god. Once this gets like very successful, we're gonna spin off our Terrace House podcast.
Our season finale will be in Terrace House.
Yeah.
All of Terrace House.
My sweet, sweet boy Armand. Okay, so
So she goes to the party. She's mad. Lee King-woo is mad. Everyone's confused.
everyone's confused. The dad is like, to let her go because she's dead, but also her clone is here or whatever.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
it was
so-
just now that I realized that she looked like a dead girl. I thought all the flashbacks were like flashbacks of their relationship.
Yeah.
This was
Yeah.
like 30 minutes into the first episode when I realized that.
And they make it even more confusing because she walks in and then the mom is like, "Oh my god, my daughter."
It's you!
Wait, she's the dead daughter? Wait, but and I have a lot of confused notes from that point there.
So like,
But she's not. She's the alive girl.
Lee Kang-woo gets so mad he goes outside and sits on a bench in the garden. And then every other person who was at the party comes by to like give him like
Yeah.
words of wisdom, and like none of them are great.
Yeah. Lee King-woo says to Alive Girl, "Come talk with me." She says no. Then Lee King-woo's friend, Jacket Guy, I think, says, "Come talk with me." And then they go
Jacket
outside.
Guy is
And then the
Lee
mom comes over to Alive Girl, and she says, "Come talk with me." And they use the same line. I don't think it's "come talk with me" exactly, but it's like "come outside and talk with me."
Yeah.
They use the same line twice. It nothing big, but it worked to me.
Mm.
And Jacket Guy just doesn't want to talk.
Jacket Guy is dumb and I
She's
hate
having
him.
a really hard time.
Yeah, okay. And then they flash back.
Surprise! We're going back.
Yeah, then they flash back to the party.
Do you wonder what happened 8 years ago? Because I sure was. I was like, boy, get me out of the present. Take me 8 years ago. And then we go back to when the dead girlfriend and the Lee Kang-woo first met at a work party.
No, but before that we go back to the other party where
What?
they get engaged, right?
Oh my god. This
Mm,
show is
okay,
like, I
yeah.
feel sorry for the audience because they don't know what's happening because they probably haven't watched the show.
Well,
And
we don't know what's happening.
We're never good at explaining things, so I
Episode 4 is the upswing. We're going to just dive headlong into the narrative
we're
thesis.
gonna reenact the entire show for you. And
Who's
then-
there? Lee Kang-woo? Is that you? Who are these people? Your daughter's dead? No. What about my necklace? I'm stopping this bit.
No, I was entranced.
I was into it.
Okay.
I think that if we do reenact it, you should play both the alive and dead girlfriend.
Are my that's my gasps.
I'll play the gross. I said gross. I'll play the gross old guys.
I'm very against all of this.
Isn't that the sexy and smart tomboy, Oh Soo Jin? I heard if you buy this product, you can get girls just like her. Use my-
It's like one of them turned to the other and showed him his phone,
Yeah.
and he was like, "This says there are hot singles in my area." Like, you idiots. Oh man.
No, I didn't get what they were talking about.
Me neither.
But let's get back to the flashback in
Yes.
the future.
Which flashback?
It was the
Because
party.
it
Engagement
flashed,
party?
Engagement party.
it flashed to the engagement party, and then it was back to the
And then
present,
it
and
flashed
then it
back
was
to
to
8 years
the work
later.
party, and then it came back again, and then it was the end of the engagement party.
Yes. Yeah. So the work party There's what was it for?
I don't know.
What was going on?
They did
I
good
don't
at
know.
They did good at work. Congrats.
There was just a bunch of
like the
people
theater?
sitting around.
The theater thing?
He said something about a drama club.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a work party then.
Yeah.
But then they were like forcing each other to drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, the
The
sleepy
one
guy
guy
was forcing.
I
the
thought
dead.
Sleepy Guy and Jacket Guy were the same guy.
No,
They're
Jacket
different
guy's
guys.
Jacket guy's the guy that had the dead girlfriend and then the alive girlfriend.
Well, that's Lee
That's-
King Woo.
Yeah.
You've been calling Lee King Woo
Jacket
Jacket
Guy.
Guy.
Yes!
I thought Jacket Guy
No,
was the
wait.
green Jacket
No,
Guy.
Jacket Guy's a
No.
different person.
Jacket
No.
Guy's the guy with the green jacket and
Jacket
the
guy's
frizzy
the guy
hair.
with the pink jacket.
No, that's Lee King Woo.
Yes, that's Jacket Guy.
Call him Lee King Woo. We don't need any more confusion
No,
here.
we have like another jacket guy.
Okay, green jacket guy.
So green jacket guy.
He's tired guy.
So yeah.
That's the
he's
same
sleepy
guy.
guy.
See, that's what I asked earlier.
And I said no.
But I thought I was the one confused.
Guys.
And I was confused because you were calling
I feel like to
Lee King
Jesus.
Woo his jacket guy.
To have a positive work relationship, we all need to work on our communication skills together.
We have to set up nicknames that we're gonna use for each
Okay.
character.
Okay.
Or else I'm gonna get.
All right, so
Lose mine.
jacket guy, not Lee Kang Woo, at this work event.
Just
Here's
edit
a
all my notes.
His name is Jacket
Okay.
Guy now. Cross that out.
So at this work event, he hears a rumor that there's a new employee who's very bad at handling their booze.
Yeah.
So his first reaction is to just
have this booze.
is like he pours this very big cup of alcohol and goes to the person and says, "Here, drink this." And they say,
Do
"No."
They say, "Could you drink this for me? I'll grant you 10 wishes."
Because she was a genie and someone needed to cover up her genie powers, so they killed her. But
So
she
is that what
wasn't
happened?
really
Yes.
dead. She wasn't.
Yes.
She wasn't really dead because Lee Kang Woo is actually a wizard and transported her mind and soul into the body of her clone, who worked at a flower shop.
So is this all?
Yes, it's all true. 100% true.
Okay, but then Lee Kang Woo comes into the party, and he's like, "I'll pay for the booze if the newbie doesn't cry."
Yeah, that was weird. I don't. What?
I didn't understand, but I kind of related on the
To
spiritual
which
level
part?
to not crying. I'll pay for everyone's alcohol if nobody cries.
Okay.
What a mood!
Lee King Woo came in and he was doing like this a big booming voice. With
He
like a
shouted.
stop
He
after
shouted
every
every word except. He shouted
He
every
said,
word.
I am Lee King Woo, and then everyone clapped.
And then one guy was like, "You mean jacket guy?"
And that was me.
And then another person said, "I thought Jacket Guy was tired guy."
And then coat guy was like, "No, that's my thing."
I feel
Okay.
kind of bullied.
And I'm sorry.
You should. We're bullying you.
No.
Okay, so that happens. There's nothing more to that scene.
No,
right?
and then
No, but who I named this jacket guy comes back with another pink jacket. And I felt that was important to
Lee
me.
King Woo. comes
Yes.
back with Jack.
does he leave the scene and come back with the pink jacket?
No, he in the flashback with the alcohol, he's wearing another pink jacket.
Oh,
And I was just, I felt like it was important.
Okay.
nothing.
It was a nice jacket.
Spoiler: nothing in the show is important because it's bad.
All right, so then it cuts back to the other flashback, and then it cuts back to the present. And in the present, Lee King Woo is having the talk with all the people. And
He's telling them where babies come from.
The talk.
uh,
We're all adults here. It's
Yeah,
time I
we
teach you.
all
It
know
says
how
when
the
a kid-
stork comes in the middle of the night.
says when a jacket guy and a live girl love each other very much.
With a jacket and a wearer.
Okay, so then a live girl goes into the house and she hears violin playing.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. She hears a very
Oh, that's
sad
what it was.
Happy birthday. And all of a sudden it's got a very horror aesthetic. Like she's creeping slowly through the halls as the violin music goes. And you know, very very suspenseful. And then she goes in and it's just the lady from earlier playing violin.
She says, "Come in," And then she reaches for the necklace.
Oh yeah, she says, that necklace?
And then, like... By the way, there's, like, this whole recurring thing in the show about, like, how her necklace is the same as the dead girl's, and it's super weird.
Yeah.
And then...
Because Lee Kang-woo gave her his dead girlfriend's necklace.
Yeah, and then Lee Kang-woo...
Like a weirdo.
Like a real weirdo. And then, as as the violin girl is reaching for a live girl's necklace, Lee Kang-woo busts through the door and says stop, and then the episode ends.
Yeah, he, throws... Is that the dead girl's sister?
I don't know.
But he, throws her away.
Yeah.
I think we only have time to talk about the first episode, because we got to be out of here in 15 minutes.
Yeah, alright, but real quick, we need the answers. Okay, so I don't think we said this, but I only watched the first episode.
Me too. I only watched the first episode,
okay.
And then as penance, Zoe watched the second episode.
Zoe,
It was my punishment.
how did the dead girl die?
Well, they were in the car together, and the dead girl's sister took the moon necklace out of the Lee Kang-woo's desk drawer thing
Okay.
and put it on, and she was like, wow, this is beautiful. I'm going to wear it with my school uniform. And then she went somewhere, and she came back, the necklace was gone. So she texted Lee Kang-woo and said, I lost the necklace, I need 10 more minutes, improvise. So Lee Kang-woo pulled over and was like, hey, why don't you go put your wedding dress in the trunk? So she got out with the box with the wedding dress in it. And she opened the trunk, and then she saw something glitter across the road. There was, it never told us what it was. It was just something shiny across the road, and she started...
Gets distracted.
Yeah, she walked across the street, a car comes, the car doesn't stop, it just honks at her. And she gets hit by the car.
And she dies.
They got somewhere to be. They can't stop for people in the road.
Okay.
So then...
That wasn't worth it.
There's a lot more.
No, we don't have time for a lot more.
Okay,
Give us the
fine.
basics.
So then...
Give us the payoff. What's the whole
Does Lee
series
Kang-woo
about?
die at the end?
I'm
taking that as a yes.
I'm going to quickly go through episode 2. So, the weird actress lady and your guys' jacket guy, they start playing
the jacket guy
Not
of
my
Earth
jacket
2.
guy.
not my president. They start playing strip go fish or something.
What?
Yeah, and then they hook up.
Okay.
And then,
That's hot as hell, though.
And then,
Wait, how does strip go fish work? Do you have to strip every time you go fish, or
I don't know, they
every
play a
time someone
game.
gets a point?
They play a whole game, and then the girl lost, just I take my clothes off.
Oh, it's an all or nothing. The highest
Whoever
stake.
wins takes all the...
The highest stakes game of strip go fish.
That's not a very good premise for a strip game.
Not really. But anyway, the dead girl's sister gives the alive girlfriend the key to the dead girlfriend's room, and she's like, here, go check it out.
Okay.
So then
That's healthy boundaries.
it flashes forward
Mhm.
to Lee Kang-woo going into the room and
Okay.
melting down.
Yeah.
And then it flashes back to the alive girlfriend putting on the bloodstained wedding dress
What?
that was in the dead girl's room
Why?
that she bled onto when she was hit by a car.
I don't want this.
Why did she put it on?
I don't know. But then she heard someone come in, and it was Lee Kang-woo. So she went and hid, and then after he broke down, she came in to comfort her, and he thought that it was her ghost.
Oh my god.
Yeah?
And he was like, oh my ghost.
Yeah, exactly. So then...
And then she was like, nice callback.
Then Lee Kang-woo fell asleep, so she ran away. Still in the dress. She didn't bother, changing. But she ran into the woods.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, Lee Kang-woo was there. And they were on the
Because
exact
he's
same...
a ghost too.
They were on the exact same highway that his dead girlfriend died on, with that same dress. So then they have a fight, and the alive girlfriend goes across the street because she's really mad, wearing the bloodstained wedding dress.
And then she sees the shiny thing.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the old.
So, how are we reviewing
Hold
this?
on.
Okay.
Hold on. There's more! So Lee Kang-woo follows her and sees that there's a car coming for her, and it's honking and not stopping.
It's the same guy.
Yeah. It was the exact same car.
Okay.
So he pushes her out of the way, and then it flashes forward to their wedding, and he's walking with a cane. And he's like, I'm done with this. And he throws the cane and, like, hobbles up. And then they just kiss and they're suddenly married. And then it ends with their friends and family, like, saying, the moon stands for love. And my family is the moon. And then there are 28 sides to the phases of the moon. And then that cuts out. And then it flashes all the way back to the dead girl's sister finding the necklace in the garden. And then the show ends.
Okay,
Whoa.
that was not worth it.
I'm giving this show.
I mean, your description was good. Very good.
This is very good. Very goofy.
So let's do a quick round of notes.
Okay.
I covered all mine.
Okay. So do you have any notes?
I think I covered everything.
We got 10 minutes, dog. We got to do this.
I mean, my last page of notes was just, this is not how weddings work. This is wrong. Everything is wrong. This is ridiculous. This is terrible. This was a waste of time.
Yeah, I guess I covered all my notes
Yeah.
too. That was good integration. Good
Yeah.
job, guys.
I'm giving this show a 3 out of 10. I didn't like it very much.
I'm giving this show 1 out of 28 moons.
Damn.
I wrote down that I gave it 1/4 of a thumb out of 2 possible thumbs, but I don't think that's the scale we're going for. So I'm gonna say
okay.
one out of 28 moons. I have to agree.
All right.
I did not. I hated this.
It was so bad.
Goddamn show.
All right.
Let's never speak of it again.
After I finished it, I needed to take a second.
Yeah.
I needed to calm down.
Yeah.
After I
Way
finished
too
watching
much.
the first episode, I had to put it down and I just kind of paced around like, what do I do now?
I
I've seen
finished.
this.
I finished the first episode before we recorded, so it's like fresh in my memory. And I just like turned to Zoe and I was like, "Do you ever start something knowing nothing and then finish something knowing less?"
Well said.
Okay,
I
so
think this is the only show I've ever regretted watching.
There's probably a show I've regretted watching before, but this is definitely on there. So cool.
Yeah.
all right. So
Let's wrap this up.
yeah, I'm gonna pitch. So we're doing a new thing at the end of the show,
Oh, okay.
where the next show is my choice, and I'm gonna pitch 2 shows.
It's not always his choice.
No,
Go around.
it's always I'm the dictator of drama and ramen. My word is law. No, we go on a cycle that's Stefan, Simon, Zoe. I think this week
Yes.
was Zoe's
Yeah.
pick.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, it's fine. I mean,
I
like,
should be held
We
responsible for this
could have watched
monstrosity.
My Little Lover, but no, you have to change
We
it.
will
Yeah.
next time.
okay. So I'm gonna pitch 2 shows, and
Okay.
then the other 2 hosts. I didn't forget their names. The Simon and Zoe will decide on like which one they want to see more.
Okay.
So the first show I'm gonna pitch you is Wako Kazake. Waka Kazake.
Kazako.
No, it's not Wako Kazake.
Mike Wazowski.
It's Waka Kazake.
Wacky tacky.
Let me say the name of the
Laffy Taffy.
Waka Kazake, and it's a show. It's a workplace drama that is also.
Another?
It is a workplace drama that is also like very food centric, and the person is very passionate about food, and they give like the history of the food while they eat it, and it's much better than I'm making it sound to be.
Okay.
There was like an anime, and it was
It
like
must be because you.
No.
Sorry.
no, it was an anime, and then it was made into like a drama, but I'm not sure. Like it was 5-minute episodes, and I watched all of them for the anime, and then there's like a 30-minute drama series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give us the second one.
The second one is an anime called The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya.
Are we allowed to?
I have ones that aren't anime. If you want
Okay,
those
well, give us
instead.
the anime.
I'm afraid of anime.
So The Melancholy of Haruhi
That's right.
Suzumiya is this like really cool blend of high school melodrama and high concept science fiction.
Yes.
That sounds cool.
It's so we see the point of view. Our entry character is this kid named Kyan, who goes to high school with this girl named Haruhi, who might be God.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
I'll watch it.
All right.
Nice.
So
What's it called?
next week we will be watching The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya.
The Melancholy of Haruhi
Haruhi
Yes.
Suzumiya.
Alright.
All
Tune
right.
in next time. Ramen for exciting sci-fi high school drama action.
It's gonna be red.
We'll see you next time. Until then.
Catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side. I'm Stefan. We didn't say goodbye. You gotta say your names.
I'm Simon signing out.
This is also a sign out from Zoe.
And I'm Simon again. Catch you on the flip side.
Me and Stefan are played by the same actor.
Yeah.
One of you's dead and one of you's alive.
Yeah, I died, and Simon hit me with his car by honking and not slowing down.
Bye.
Bye.